Hi there, artist. So I'm going to be going over a project that will take 1 or 2 art classes, this little mummy eye project. And I'm going to make this one, the one I'm about to make, differently than this one. So this one I did a combination of oil pastels and paint for the eyes, and I tore strips of white paper and added some color to make the strips. And this one, well, let's go ahead and get started. I've got my black paper, which is not actually the first thing I need, so I'm going to move that aside. And I'm going to make eyes, but in a little bit different way. So in this one, again, I used oil pastels and watercolor. In this one, I used a circle tracer. Then I drew a center for the pupil and then another circle that's going to be the glint of the eye. This one I did use black oil pastel, but for sake of time, I'm going to use my Mondo Sharpie. Sharpies would be another good. I like to always trace that circle so I know that I leave that white. Okay, again, 3 circles inside of each other. And I definitely traced just the outside circle to make it nice. And then I'm going to use some oil pastels to color it. My recommendation for coloring it is to use a darker color on the outside and just trace it. If you look at your neighbor's eyes, because you can't look at your own now, can ya? If you look at your neighbor's eyes, you'll notice that around their iris, that's the colored part of the eye, it's darker. There's a dark ring around it. That's what I'm doing now. You will also notice there's something called striations, which means little lines pointed towards the pupil. All right, so I'm going to thicken this up, but I'm not going to cheat and just go around this way. That is easier, but really it looks like lines that should go towards your pupil. All right, turn your paper to make it easier. Do you see how they're jiggity-jaggedy? It's solid by the ring around the eye. And then over here, it's kind of jiggity-jaggedy. All right. So I'm only going to do half of my eye for sake of the video. I think you'll get the gist. All right. Then I can make a few longer if I want. I'm going to use the other color. You can use any colors that you like. I just picked a gold with purple. And same type of deal where I'm going to go dark right around the pupil. But then, like sun rays, I'm going to go out, 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 out. Turn your paper. It'll make it easier so that your lines are nice. With all the remaining little white spaces that you didn't get, just use the same color and keep going. You could push right into your other color a little bit. I like to get super fancy, if you notice, and I used a third color to kind of darken up the very edge just to make it that much more interesting. Okay, again, maybe that's day one. I don't know, you're the artist. So I'd rather you work hard and make nice projects than speed and make, finish lots, but not necessarily do your best. All right, so I'm cutting them out now. Thank you for your patience. And I'm going to glue them onto my black background. I'm going as fast as I can. Again, my project would look so much nicer if I just slowed down. But I don't know how to make those fancy videos where you speed them up and all that stuff. Who's got time for that? Okay, so I forgot to get my glue stick. Well, just going to cheat and use liquid glue. Oh no, we never use liquid glue on just paper. It makes it bumpy and gross, but times are tough, guys. Okay, so place them where you want them. You should flip them over. You should use a glue stick, but because Miss Langdon forgot and I'm already into this, I'm gonna go ahead and use this liquid glue just a little bit. Some glue raindrops, not glue puddles, a little thin line. Flip them over. Make sure your glints are in the same. Again, this one's Sharpie, this one's oil pastel. You can take note what you like. And then, well, again, you could use the strips like this. It looks awesome, but sometimes, like right now, I've got cheesecloth, all right? Cheesecloth helps you make, can you guess? Can you guess? Did you say cheese? That would be the correct answer. So the toughest part of this is unfolding your cheesecloth, all right? So when you make cheese, you like tie up your cheese in the cloth because it's really wet when you make it. And then you let it sit, and then the air, because there's a lot of air holes in the netting, it'll help dry the cheese and make it more solid. So that is cheesecloth for you, a little a little cooking lesson too. Didn't know that was going to happen today. So I've opened it up. To cut this, it's very challenging. So don't just rip it. So you're going to need to rip it the long ways. You could probably get 3 good rips. At first you'll be like, I can't. But then when you use your muscles, I know you can do it. Look at this perfect mummy cloth. So again, I recommend doing 3. And then you can pull them back open. You could leave them like this. I don't know. And I've already did some of mine, just like, again, like a cooking show. And then I can go ahead and I can decide how I want it. I would lay them out first. I'm kind of, again, skipping some steps for sake of time. Here's one that I opened back up again. Not there. Lay them how you like them first before you glue. All right, before you glue. Okay, I should do more, but I'm just gonna pretend like, oh my gosh, I love it. Then, working backwards, kind of take one off at a time, put some glue. You will need liquid glue for this. Ugh. Oh, and the stripped ones are kind of easy because you could just make a line and stick it down. But this one, that's more open, I might have to make a little bit of glue, and I might have to use my fingers to spread the glue around. Again, that glue is pretty tough. Spread it around, get it going. You can glue it. Do you see where I'm going? This is super fun. I love my project. I'm not going to continue to glue. I think you get the gist. The gluing is challenging just because you're like, ooh, what did I put down last or first? Just kind of use your brain, lift a little bit up, glue it. Then some of you might be thinking, what about the edges? All that nasty stuff sticking off. That's also an easy solution. When this is all dry, you can flip it over to the back. Again, I'm going to pretend. And then you can do the same thing where you kind of put glue around the edges and just fold it over. Done, gone. Never seen that again. Okay, guys, so I hope you liked my really fast demonstration of how you can make a fun mummy. I love this stuff and we don't have it that often, so I hope some of you use it. Happy arting today.